Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
In this bulletin, tropical cyclone alert in force for Fiji. Second Fijian dies from leptospirosis. And Japan pledges to assist in immunization.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
A tropical cyclone alert is now in force for the Fiji group. Tropical depression 06F was located over Lau waters at 9 a.m., while TD05F is currently slow moving and is expected to track northeast then southeast towards Fiji in the next 24 to 48 hours. TD05F has a very high potential to intensify into a tropical cyclone in the next 24 hours to 48 hours. A gale wind warning is now in force for Levu and nearby smaller islands, Tabiuni and the Lau group. A strong wind warning remains in force for northern Viti and the Asawa and Mamanuca group. A heavy rain warning remains in force for Levu, Tabiuni and nearby smaller islands and the Lau group, and is now in force for the Asawa group and northern Viti. A heavy rain alert is now in force for the rest of the Fiji group. A flash flood alert remains in force for low-lying areas and areas adjacent to major rivers and streams for Levu, Wunimbao village to Weiwatulo village in Namosi, Upper Waindina River from the Leila Sekau to Nabuni Kambi village, and low-lying areas from Suva to Narere. Family members of the late Penny Ngolea of Nawamangi village in Nandronga are still in a state of shock after his passing last week from leptospirosis. FBC News can confirm that this is the second death from leptospirosis so far recorded this year after citing the death certificate. Family member Ratumeli Wandirere says Ngolea passed away at the Lautoka Hospital's intensive care unit after being admitted in critical condition for about a week. He adds Ngolea was a casual laborer at the Taiwan Technical Mission in Singatoka and was heavily engaged in farming activity.
He had a cut on his feet. He did not take it seriously, especially wading in wet farming areas without proper safety gears. He fell ill 2 weeks ago and we rushed him to the Singatoka Hospital before being immediately transferred to the Lautoka Hospital's ICU.
Possible dates for the 2022 general election is being discussed at the first meeting of the Electoral Commission with the political parties. Commission Chair Suresh Chandra says the writ of elections can be issued as early as May 26, 2022 and the latest by November 26, 2022. He says if the writ is issued in May, then elections will be held on July 9th, adding that an issuance of the writ in November will result in elections being held on January 9th, 2023. Chandra is assuring Fijians that the Commission, together with the Supervisor of Elections and the Fijian Elections Office, is working hard to plan and deliver another credible general election. He also revealed that there will be a review of the number of seats for the next election.
This year, the Electoral Commission, in accordance with the Section 54 of the Constitution, will be reviewing the total number of seats for the 2022 general election. We anticipate that we will be doing this process in June 2021.
The meeting between the Electoral Commission and all registered political parties is still underway. Fiji's first ever national anti-human trafficking strategy and its accompanying national action plan has been formally endorsed by the Cabinet. This will provide a platform through which human trafficking can be captured or monitored. Permanent Secretary for Defense Manasa Lesuma says following the endorsement, an officer is now based at the Ministry of Defense who will keep stock of all the work being done in this regard. Lesuma says human trafficking is a significant transnational crime that does not respect borders and is one of the worst forms of violence.
It is a heinous crime that is orchestrated not only in isolation, but more increasingly now through international criminal networks. As such, it requires a coordinated, robust, whole-of-government and whole-of-society approach.
The government of Japan pledged an agreement of over $19.5 million with UNICEF and the World Health Organization to strengthen immunization in Fiji and the Pacific. Minister for Health Dr. Ifiremi Wanganambete says the pledge is essential in the commitment to protect the lives of infants, young children and adolescents. Dr. Wanganambete says this will also improve the lives of many Fijians as well as Pacific Islanders with the enhancement in healthcare.
So whilst there have been advances in vaccine-preventable diseases, we still have ways to go to ensure that we deal with immunity gaps that exist around the world, and more importantly, closer to home in the Pacific region.
The Lands Ministry is currently reviewing and amending some of its acts and legislations. Minister Tony Usumate says some of these acts and legislations are from the colonial days. Usumate says the review will help them fast-track services provided to Fijians.
That work has been going on for years. Now we're trying to speed it up, and Cabinet has agreed that we should move ahead with the final review of that, the Mining Act, that will then change the way in which we govern the whole of the mining sector. And
amendments are being made to the State Land Act, the Rivers and Streams Act and the Land Transfer Act, as well as the Land Sales Act. Another act currently under review is the Mining Act. Overseas, England's COVID-19 lockdown has been extended for another 6 weeks, and Britain is tightening its borders to try to bring cases down further, announcing quarantines for arrivals from countries deemed to be hotspots. Up ahead, Uprising Sevens postponed, and Netball Fiji targets quality competitions.
Oira na ngone no de nuni enda be singa ni mataka.
Mersi sunga da kena loma dina kena mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina no rabaksa ngai ka wala loma taki na ngone. Dalabina oya o meliki.
Bulre o ya Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikira o enda be mataka.
Boniti kena magrombuka.
Ni boy tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Indau kina na mataka. Dan ramai na singabo.
The Mobile Uprising Sevens has been postponed due to the unfavorable weather conditions. This has been confirmed by Tournament Director Ropati Kauvesi. The tournament, which was scheduled to kick off tomorrow, will now be played next week at the Uprising Sports Complex in Pacific Harbour. Kauvesi says the decision has been made after consultation with the Nandi Weather Office and the National Disaster Management Office. Former Waimanu Sevens players want to once again stamp their mark in the local Sevens scene. The Naitasiri Bayside, formerly known as the Waimanu team, will feature at the Uprising Sevens as Waindrauso Brothers. Former Naitasiri second 5'8" Waisale Mbose, who is also the team manager, says the below-par performance by the team in the past has been a concern. Bose says they hope the name change will complement the positive changes they want to bring to the team.
Naitasiri is a place where good rugby players are born, and that is something that has faded a bit. We're trying to revive the sport in these young players so they can make a name for themselves.
Flying Fijians Lock, Leon and Nakarau will join Guinness Pro 14 outfit Ulster next season. Netball Fiji aims for quality competitions this season. They believe this is one way to elevate the sport to the next level. Secretary Lucy Rakora says while they have the numbers, it's the quality of play and officiating that needs to be looked at. She says plans are in the pipeline for this.
We've worked in 2020 on our technical officials in their training in areas where we need to upskill them, also as well coaching workshops. So 2021 structure, we want stronger competition so that we are able to see the best out of those domestic competitions.
More rain is in the forecast for the whole of the Fiji group due to the tropical cyclone alert that is now in force. There's a flash flood warning also in place for many parts of the country. This weather is forecast to continue into the weekend. That's FBC News. Now join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust. Get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good afternoon.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही है।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।